Greetings everybody, coming to you from my 2014 Mercedes-Benz GLK250 Bluetec. So, I've owned this car for, 8 months now, and I've put a bit over 15,000 miles on it, and really there's not a whole lot to update. I just want to recap a couple things from before. So one thing I noticed was a creaking noise when I went over low speed bumps with it, and in investigating that I discovered that the driver's side CV axle can be moved up and down because it's connected to an intermediate shaft that passes through the oil pan, and there's a support bearing there, and the actual outside part of the support bearing has a little bit of a gap between that and the oil pan. So I got creative, and I actually set my trip odometer at the time I did this. So 6,500 miles ago, I stuck a piece of zip tie in between the bearing and the oil pan to kind of just hold it in place a little bit. And well, it's been fine ever since. So even though that may seem like an issue, and I have seen other videos on YouTube of people going through the trouble of replacing that, I had decided to just see how long I can drive with that, and so far so good. I haven't even been under this car in a while. Other than that, mechanically, this drivetrain I think is one of Mercedes-Benz's best and most reliable. This has the 4-cylinder OM651 diesel, and it produces remarkable power and torque. I mean, it's like a 2.1 liter engine that makes 369 foot-pounds of torque on diesel fuel. It is actually kind of crazy what this thing can do, and just, again, completely reliable. So I have had my first couple things pop up though. Ever since I got the car, the hood cable was kind of hard to pull, and I knew eventually it was going to become a problem. I just kept putting it off. Well, finally, something broke, and actually what I think broke is the handle itself. So I've ordered, there's, well, actually 3 cables that come in 2 different pieces, 2 different parts. I bought all those, and the release lever. I found a Mercedes-Benz dealer online. I think it's Buy MB Parts now. They're really good to work with. I bought some other stuff from them before. All in, all the cables and the release handle, like 120 bucks including shipping. I think it's a pretty good deal. So when that comes in, I'll be replacing that. And then just today, for some random reason, my driver's side window has gotten really kind of sticky. I'm going to lubricate the channels with silicone. That seems to really do a good job on sticky windows. Yeah, I just had my snow tires removed, and I got some super cheap tires from, I actually learned about this place from another YouTuber, Priority Tire. So I got, this has 19-inch wheels on it, and typically they push 200 a piece, but I got these for 80 bucks a piece, and they're great. They're reasonably quiet, they handle well. I've had them in some heavy rain already. Super smooth. You know, maybe they're made in China or something like that, but they're great, actually, really surprising. They have a lot of off brands there that you've never heard of, and I literally just got the cheapest ones I could find, and no regrets at all. They are not run flats, and this car does not have a spare tire. I actually have a can of the sealant that I keep in the back. I probably also ought to put my compressor in there as well, or buy another compressor to have an extra one. I've used the sealant on a different car where I was out in the middle of nowhere, and another car that didn't have a spare, it was my Chevy Cruze, it actually had a pretty big leak, and that sealant actually enabled me to get home, which was like 3.5 hours. So I'm a believer in the sealant. So yeah, I just reminded myself I need to get a pump for that. But other than that, I mean, this car has just been remarkable. I would recommend one of these to anybody, but of course you need to check it out, make sure it doesn't have any issues and that the maintenance has been kept up. Most importantly is proper oil, the MB 229.52 and possibly the 229.51 spec. You need to use the right oil in these things. That's designed for the diesel engines and the emissions components. And this car actually hasn't even been that well maintained. I mean, for most of its life, it got the factory prescribed 10,000 mile oil changes. But before I bought the car, I want to say there was a 16,000 mile, maybe it was 14, I don't remember, interval. And then once I had it, I actually ran close to 12,000 miles, but that was like pretty much all highway driving and always warming the car up fully. So, you know, you can definitely stretch the interval on that. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't believe in longer oil change intervals, but when I drained it out, it was just perfect still. I mean, diesel engine oil pretty much immediately comes out black as soon as you put it in the car. But it was just like, it was very, it was still very thin and just, you know, clean. I guess that's the word for it. So anyway, yeah, I plan on keeping this one and just addressing the little things as they pop up. And it just seems like this thing is going to last a really long time. It's had 2 transmission oil changes. One of them I did. I bought the pressurized kit to do that. It makes it so much easier. Anyway, yeah, so that's, for those of you that are interested, that's my latest update on this car. And have a great day.